You're wondering what's going on. What's going on this sister chat? Well, it's 4 a.m. Hello, hello, hello. And yes, you like, what? It's 4 a.m. No, it's not. It's not even midnight yet. Oh, yes, it is. And guess what? You'll know what 4 a.m. really means right after this moment when y'all hurry up and get in here and tell everybody that the sister chat is on and they talk about it's 4 a.m. Well, the experience starts now. Stick around and let's see why. It's 4 a.m., baby. Hello, 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 everybody. Everybody, get ready because I have something special for you. Yes, you're on the Sister Chat. And yes, our sister Star is still doing her starful thing. And she'll be back with us real soon. And when she come back, she gonna tell y'all all about it. But meanwhile, we are here. Hello, Lynette. How are you tonight? I know. Y'all probably was like, where they at? Y'all know how we do it. We want you to be here before we get here. Because our time, the time. Y'all already know how that works. I ain't even got to tell you no more about that, right? But I will tell you this, streaming now live on our.com, TKBSDS Productions. If you go right to the live button, click it and hit the watch this. We are on right now. Also, we are on all our YouTube stations. Yes, all our YouTube stations are back. Woohoo! So you can catch us on all of our YouTube stations for this wonderful, fantastic experience that's about to happen tonight. I'm trying to tell you, it's all about the 4 a.m. And y'all probably like, what? I know the songs always says at 6 a.m. what you doing? We say at 4 a.m. what we doing, right? I'm about to tell you. But before I tell you, remember, you can follow like us now right here on our Facebook Live page, the No BS Duo Show. And after the show, if you are done and we are not here, you can still take us, not even today, but tomorrow, next week, however, on all of our musical platforms. Why? Because we want to make sure that you get the know information about everything you do. And on this platform, we tell you everything. And the sisters got so much to tell you tonight, but enough about us. I got to tell you why it's 4 a.m. Should I hold the suspense even longer? You tell me. When you hear 4 a.m., what do you think about? What comes to mind when you say 4 a.m.? Is it a musical lullaby? Do you have a musical moment? Or do you have a entertaining moment? Did y'all tell somebody that 4 a.m. is on Sister Chat? That's exactly what 4 a.m. is about. They are coming to the sister chat. So, least I'll hold you in suspense any longer. I'm going to bring the man himself in, Mr. 4 a.m. Hello, sir.
Hello, 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 and thank you for that introduction. That was so sweet, so sweet. Thank you
Oh,
so much for having me in here tonight.
look, I'm loving it. I'm loving it because I know usually everybody that knows me know it to be. I'm always up, and 4 a.m. happens to be one of the times that I'm up.
Yes, that's right.
But they don't understand what 4 a.m. I'm up for. So I'm going to now give you the mic and let you tell them about what's so special about 4 a.m.
All right, I'll be my pleasure to do that. First of all, my name is Derek Barwood. You see it right there in the corner of the screen. 4 a.m. is the name that we chose for our production company, and we thought, why 4 a.m.? Well, we figured that some people are just getting up at 4 a.m. Some people are just getting in the house at 4 a.m. And what we do with our company is we try to play a little bit of music that covers a wide genre, all the entire spectrum of music. So it'll get everybody into the tent with what we're doing with that kind of concept. And 4 a.m. actually stands for, it's an acronym for all music, but we put the number four there instead of FOR, and we just shorten it to 4 a.m. And then, like I said, it just encompasses all the music that we do. We do a little bit of jazz, reggae, rhythm, soul, pop, hip hop, a little bit of gospel, not a lot. Okay, I didn't grow up in the church, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it, and we just try to pull everybody into the tent so that when you come to one of our shows, you will say, "Wow, I'm shocked that they hit that song. I really love that song." And you're going to hear some other stuff that you might not have heard before, but you will appreciate the way that we do it in our own inimitable style. So that's what 4 a.m. is all about.
Aha. And I like the way he said he bring them all in the tent.
Yes, yes, that's what we try to do, and we've been pretty successful over the years that we've been doing this. So it's a working formula so far, and I pray to God that it keeps on working for us. Yes, indeed.
Well, good for you. And that, I mean, is it when it tells you the passion you have behind it because you said it's not about one genre. It's not about just that particular thing. You're saying I'm trying to get it so everybody can come in.
Exactly. A lot of the affairs and venues that we play at, it's a wide range of audience. We have the young, we have the old, we have black, white, Asian, Latino, and I love my salsa music. So we try to incorporate all that stuff. I have some uh island in my blood, so I gotta do my reggae music whenever
Yeah,
that's
I was about to ask you. I was about to
you,
ask you because I was like,
you
wait
know
a
it, sis.
minute. I
You
hear
know it,
about it.
Shauna. So yeah, so we try to pull everybody into the tent. Even if we do pop music, we might do it with a salsa or a merengue tint on it, or we might do a nice slow jazz song and put a reggae feel to it. So we just try to pull everybody in the tent, as I said, and make everybody go home with a smile on their face. That's what it's all about, when you're trying to do music and to please the crowd. That's what it's about. Not about pleasing me, ain't about pleasing us. It's about pleasing your listening audience and make sure that they say, "Hey, I heard 4 a.m. is going to be there. I'm going to come back and see them again because they made me feel so good that first time. I know the second time is going to be just as good."
Oh, watch out now, because I was about to say I knew I heard that little island twang. Because as islanders, we have that accent that lets you know that warm feeling that you're about to feel.
Yes, yes,
I was like, wait a
yes,
minute.
absolutely.
Now, see, everybody that knows it's this thing called the flag on the field, right?
Right,
So the flag on the field means we need to investigate something because something was either said or done that just needed to go and do a replay and a relook on, right?
all right.
So you threw a flag on the field. So what did you do? During our conversation, you never told me that you was from the islands or you had a little bit of island in you there.
Yeah, it's in my blood. Puerto Rico, Jamaica, and all of that stuff. I think it's really reflected in a lot of the songs that we do. Um, Even the brothers that I work with if they're not too familiar with that accent in the music, I'm able to show them and teach them, and they're like, "Hey, that's got a nice little pop to it, a nice little hop to it." It just adds something to it, and especially when someone is experiencing it for the first time as a musician, it
Right.
really they're able to take it in a whole nother word, a whole nother place because it's new to them, but they like it, and then they're gonna add their own little spice in top on top of it, and it just makes for a very, very satisfying sound and experience, for both the artist and for the listener,
Yeah, 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 that sounds good, that sounds good, I like that. I like that. And,
Thank you.
know, a lot of I recall I went to an affair,
Hmm.
and the music stopped, and I was like, "Wait, why they keep cutting the song?" So I went
Right.
to the I was like, "Hey, that's my jam." He's like, "Well, that's this type of group that handles that, and this room only handles this." And I was like, "Well, right now, this group happens to be in the room that you're handling, and I'm telling you, you're not handling it.
Right.
So as of that, I won't be handling you anymore." So it was like, I left and it was like, "You done made a big mistake when you told that one that." It's like, why? Is it because that one brings the crowd? And so, it's almost like what like you said, I want to leave you with something to remember. And every time you go to a restaurant or you go anywhere, any good service you get, what happens? You leave a good review, right?
Right. Right.
So you have to leave them with something and want them wanting more.
Exactly. And
So
to satisfy the customer, if you're there at that particular moment, their job, or if it's my job, is to entertain you to make sure that you're happy right then and there. I can't worry about what they're going to do in the future or what has happened in the past. It's our job to make sure that right here, right now, as Luther said, it's got to be right. It's not about anything else but what at that particular moment. So I totally understand what you're saying. Totally.
yeah, that's some good stuff. So talking about good stuff, when did and where did this all come from?
Well, I started playing music back way back when in the days of I was probably like 14 years old. We was in high school, and I used to hang out with a bunch of guys, and it was like you remember the old show, The Little Rascals. We all hung
Yes.
together, and we all decided, hey, I got a good idea. Let's start up a band. And only one person in our neighborhood actually had an instrument at that time. So we all scrounged and cut grass and washed windows and saved our little pennies. And we went to the pawn store and we bought, whatever instruments we could. And we started. And that music just hit me. I used to be into graphic art and drawing and all that stuff, but once that music bug hit me, everything else went out the door. It just consumes you when you find that love, that passion, that's my soulmate, that music, and it made me decide that this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. So I've
Mm.
been doing music, like I said, since the age of 14, and I'm little years old now. So so I just try to keep
All
it
right.
going as much as I can.
So here you go again with you and your flags, but you have a nerve to be throwing football flags with your 76ers hat on. What I said, but
Something happened to my internet right there. That's what happened. That's why those words didn't come out clear. It's the Wi-Fi. You
and
know.
y'all thought it was only women that didn't tell their age.
Oh no, no, I do the same thing. Not that I'm ashamed of it though, actually,
Right,
because
right,
I've been
right.
blessed. I've been so blessed in my life. And yeah, it's nothing to be ashamed of. Actually, I'm 61 years old right now, so
Whoop,
that
whoop,
makes
whoop,
me
whoop.
playing music for 47 years. That's professionally, because yeah, I've toured with gospel groups, actually playing guitar back in those days. I'm a keyboardist now, and
Oh,
so it's been good to me. Music has been good to me. So I have no complaints. I have nothing to hide. I have no shame in my game. And like I said, God has blessed me. He's blessed me well. I have a happy wife, which is most important. I got healthy children, and that's great. And they're doing fine. So music has done a lot to secure our futures and all that stuff. So I am very, very happy, and ain't no shame over here. Not at all. None.
I know that's right. Can we talk about that happiness that you talk about with music and how it's helped you, how it's created and molded you? Can you talk more about that?
Sure. It well, like I said, when we started out as actually a gospel group, and we were writing our own songs, and we would go to the church that Sunday, and we had a very old pastor. In fact, he was an island brother. I think he was from um, Haiti,
Okay.
but he really didn't. He was so into the traditional hymn book gospels, that red book when you go into church. And he was like, well, what you guys are playing, that's not gospel. But it was songs written from our hearts. It was how God had changed us. And when you 14, 15 years old, growing up in the city of Philadelphia, there was the 40s, and there was we. And we said we wanted to stay away from that because God had given us a vision as to there's
Mm.
another way. And we wanted to be healthy. We wanted to be an example for even the younger kids that were growing up, that we didn't have to hang out on the corners and do those types of things. So we wrote music from our heart. And that's when a lot of my ability to write songs started up. It was writing from the heart, from a gospel tent. And then, like, as we grew older, we traveled. That group, of course, broke up as we were teenagers then. As we got older, we got families, and we moved around and did this and that and the other. We You start writing from your personal experience, and it just I wrote about my family in some songs because I got married at a young age. I had children at a young age, and that passion just stayed with you for that music because it meant so much to me from the beginning. And like I said, even now, 47 years later, it still means the world to me. It means not. I'm not going to say everything. There's other things that are more important that we learn as we get older and as we mature. And I'm gonna say this, and brothers, don't get mad at me. It takes us a little longer to mature than our sisters, and we know that's true. So
Yeah, I
that
had to bring it. I had to bring it to the front to say that. You see,
that is the
I had to
truth.
do that.
It's the truth. And see, I coach Little League Baseball, and every year I draft little girls because I know that their bodies, their minds, all of that matures much faster than the little boys, even if they are the same chronological age.
Mm.
And as men, it takes us longer. My wife was much more mature than I was. It took me, I was more than a few years behind her with my maturity. And it just took years to learn those things and to for it to come to fruition. And now, when you get to a certain age and you say, okay, I finally learned, I finally know what I thought I knew before. But it all comes
Ooh.
back to, like I said, to the music and your songwriting, your appreciation of different types of music. All those things grow as you get older, as you experience more in life. And yeah, it just rounds out into a nice, neat ball that I think I have in my possession now. I ain't gonna claim it yet because every day is a new day. It's a new challenge every day. So you just keep moving and growing from that point.
Exactly. But the point that I always like to say is that when you speak it into existence, and God is listening, guys,
Well,
understand He is listening. And depending on where your heart is and where your flow is with Him, is how He's delivering. So
that's true.
you keep doing what you're doing. And I appreciate the fact that you still are doing what some people don't know still exists called Little League.
Oh
But then
yeah.
not only that, you bringing the women in because they always used to say the girls can't play, girls can't play. We're like, we want
Oh,
to play.
oh no. Don't let them fool you on that tip. And in fact,
Okay.
it's a funny thing. Every year when because I usually try to book things, and I'm a freelance musician also. So when someone needs a keyboardist, or I do a little singing, they'll call me like, look, that's like this. Let's say this month in February, they'll write me, yo, Dig, can you do this gig for me in June? And I'll say no, not until I get my baseball schedule. So that is a very important thing for me to give back to the youth. It's so important. I didn't have that when I was a child. You remember we used to go out and get a stick and dig in the dirt and we would do that for 4 hours and have fun with it.
That's
So
it.
being able that I'm in a position now where I can give back to these children, It's very important. It's ultra important. And I brought up the music to say that, yeah, I don't schedule anything from March until June until I get my baseball schedule. Even on in the clubs and the restaurants that I work at now, I'll tell them I can't give you a guarantee on the days that I know that I'm going to be coaching baseball. And this has been going on for 20 years. This will be my 20th season in Mount Airy baseball. And if you can see my plaques on the wall from
Yeah,
all
I see you set that up real nice.
I love my baseball, and it's a priority. And I've had people call me for nice money, but I say I can't do it because these children are so much more important to me than Lincoln on a $5 bill. He can wait, because that money's going to be there after I get my baseball schedule. So that's a major thing in my life. I tell people it's family, baseball, then music. So music's actually third on my chart as I've grown older and got more mature. Like I said, yes, but giving back to our community, and especially as crazy as things are out in the street now.
Yeah.
And I work with 11 and 12-year-olds, and that's the age where they're starting to form ideas. Their bodies are changing, their hormones are growing and all that. So I think that's a really good age to try to steer them in a path and be an example. Parents are the role models, but I say I can do my part too. I can show them how to live a life and give back to those that means something to you. And all these kids mean something to us because they're going to be taking over when we get old and frail. They're going to be the ones that's going to be running things. So let's give them a good direction right now. And that's so important to me.
And that is true. I recall saying that around the time when Obama was running.
Right.
And I was saying it was at that moment that I felt comfortable getting old.
Okay.
And the only reason why I said I felt comfortable getting old was because prior to that, I was worried of the direction that our youth people was going because I didn't understand.
Yes.
And because I didn't understand, to know they knew what was going on and how much they were willing to now step up and step in, I was concerned.
Yes.
Because based off of what I saw and what I was seeing, based off of my perspective of my eyes, I was like, well, my behind's in trouble. I better start writing some stuff down now. So when I get old, I'll know where to point or tape it to something so they can like, oh, okay, this says this. So they would know because I can't tell you no more. But I knew that put it on somewhere where you could find it. Say, oh, she gave us directions to do this and this and that.
Yes.
But I can now feel secure in getting older and knowing that if they step up to be in charge, we're good.
Yes, I feel that. Yes, indeed.
And not only under the administration of Obama, because the way they stepped in and moved things around and how that thing happened,
yes.
But when the pandemic happened, how they sat beside us and taught us what they were doing, and now we're doing it, even to the point of right now.
Yes, absolutely.
This digital stuff, we ain't nothing about that.
No.
They was doing it.
Right. Oh, they absolutely. They would help us when we didn't know how to do certain things. They were right there on the spot and showing us how to work a lot of these things.
That's right. But absolutely. You also pointed out something that people are not hearing a lot about. And that was you can have it all and they can be prioritized and you can still be happy. Like, even though music is your love, and even though you have the family of your wife, you still have a sacrifice of time for kids you didn't even know, but want to get to know just so they can have a better mechanism of a defense line.
Absolutely. Yes, that's so important. And you're absolutely right. I praise my wife for that. And every year when my wife comes to the games, I tell the parents, say a thank you to this young lady for granting me the time each week for 4 months to get out here and work with your children. And the parents are very appreciative of that because, to give your time selflessly like that, it's a sacrifice on my part, but I feel in the long run, it's going to come back to me tenfold. So yes, that's very important. Yes, that you can have it all. You can sacrifice here, but there's someone that's going to give it back to you on another way, in a way that you don't expect it. So the blessings have been tremendous for me because I do those sacrifices like that.
Exactly, because you're serving your purpose.
Yes,
You
yes,
know,
indeed.
we talked about it. You can't be sitting there being a fig tree with no figs, because when you come and reach up for a fig, you ain't got none. That's it. How you
That's
expect to get the blessings of anything more?
absolutely,
You know,
absolutely.
you gotta be who you are to be. He told us he wasn't raised in the church. He sound like he bringing church up in here, y'all. He's about the red hymn book. What you know about the red hymn book? You know about the
I know. Well, that's what I said. It kind of turned me off because this plan here, I came in here with this music that I wrote from my heart, and I was, I was singing from my heart. And he was like, well, and it was an older congregation, like
Yeah.
I'm 61 now. They were probably younger than me. But when you're 14, 15, 30 looks old to you, right? So,
Right,
and
right.
he was like, no, this is an older congregation. So they might not be into this stuff that you guys are writing. There wasn't no crazy out off the wall rap stuff. No,
Right,
it was
right.
solid music, that you could sit back and groove to. But yeah, so that might have hurt my love of a formal church to speak, but my relationship with my maker and all that he's all up in here. He's all up in, as James Brown said, he all up in my shirt,
Yeah,
Now,
yeah, yeah. What
yeah,
you
so
doing? Don't
he's
you do
there,
it. Don't you do it, because I'll find the answer for this. You'll rush the dance.
Well, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, yes.
God is not a building. God is in each and every one of us. And I can tell he's in you. This is our second time talking, but your spirit, and I think I mentioned that to you last night. I feel your spirit. I feel the goodness in your heart. You are doing a service, just doing this, spreading the word of us. And you are appreciated. So don't you ever get it twisted, sister. What you're doing is God's work. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you again for having me on here. Thank
Yeah,
you
let
for
me
doing what
learn
you
you
do.
something. You don't know me, but don't you give me stories emotional. Everybody know I cry easily.
I love it. I
I
love it.
appreciate that. I appreciate that for the mere fact
Beautiful.
of, sometimes you don't want, it's not that you don't want to be appreciated. It's not
Right.
that you don't want to hear it. It does sound nice, but the appreciation comes when you know that you're serving your purpose.
Oh, yes.
And that's the
Absolutely.
only thing I ever wanted everyone to know, that we may be doing things for your entertaining purposes, but the purpose of it is because it was gifted to us to
Yes.
do so.
Yes.
So that's why it's 4 a.m., y'all, because it's an awakening. If y'all ain't wake up yet with Mr. Baldwin, I don't know what's going to wake y'all up. Because I'm sitting here thinking, like, so you may have been the original Kirk Franklin. Like, you came in there with, you came in there with, don't talk about some, near the cross, I'll watch and wait. And you walked in and said, it was near
There
the
you
cross.
go.
I was
Exactly.
I was waiting. They were like, what?
Like, not in my church. He's like, no,
What
no.
a plug.
But God made a way. Like I said, this was a few years later. Once I got in my 20s, I actually was able to tour with certain gospel artists, and that was my first time touring. We went to Florida, we went to New York, we played at the Apollo, and I was like 21 years old, all doing all gospel music, which, in my heart I was like, well, forget that gospel because they don't like my music. But God said, wait a minute, I ain't done with you. And he grabbed me by the collar and
Won't he
pulled
do
me
it?
into this gospel group. And yeah, and it was so enlightening. It taught me how to travel. It taught me how to arrange music for this young lady that was singing. And she showed us a lot of the world that I had never seen. Yeah. As a 21-year-old, and I had little kids too at that time. So, but it all worked out. It was a blessing. Like I said, he wasn't done with me just because I thought I was done. Sometimes
Woo!
we think that we in control, but I always say, no, we ain't in control. We going where we are led to be. And so yeah, gospel music was still in there. And like I said, I don't know a lot of those traditional red book hymnal songs, but God is all up in my shirt. He in my hat. He's all over me. You know what
Yes,
I'm
they're
saying?
like Whitney Houston to me. When he say he's all over me, head down, round, round, all around. Like,
It's true. It's the truth.
yes,
It's the
yes.
truth.
You know, I recall speaking with one of my first actually one of my our first artist interviewers and one of my very, very good friends, Mr. Jimmy Merchant. And
Okay.
when I say Jimmy Merchant, everyone goes, that's who? If anybody knows Frankie, the song "Why Do Fools Fall in Love,"
Right.
Jimmy Merchant was the one of among the writers and of that group.
Okay.
And he said, "You cannot go and not see God.
That's
Is no
true.
way. Is no
That's
way." And he said, "And if you think that you're not going to be that you're gonna be able to do something and he don't appear, then don't do it because he's going to
it
appear.
ain't gonna
Some
work.
way, some form, he's going to appear. So prepare yourself to see him." And I was like, okay, I feel that, I get that, but I couldn't understand why at the moment where he was going with that. And then, at the time, that was when we was dealing with the creation of the show, the platform, the quarantine,
Right.
the COVID, and all that other stuff. And it then at that moment, again, 4 a.m., the wake up call with Mr. Baldwin. And he's telling you, it doesn't matter what you think, how you think, where it's going, when it's going, and how it's going to go. He's going to grip you up and tell you, no, this is what we're doing.
Oh yes. Oh
Even
yes.
though you have free will to still do it, he
Right.
gives you free will to do it, but don't you think you're not going to do it because it's going to,
That's
it's
right.
going to do it.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that. Yes, indeed. Yes.
And I love you too, Lynette. You know you're my boop 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 boop. And hello, I believe Mr. Harry Lindsay has walked in the room and he's giving you a shout out there.
Yeah. Hey, Harry, that's my percussionist. That's the gentleman that I said was going to join us.
Well, well,
So I'm
well.
glad to see you here, Harry. I'm going to talk a little
Okay.
bit about the unit that is going to be performing at Illusions tomorrow night.
And let's talk about that since Mr. Harry did sneak away to come and say hi to us. But aren't you on the other side of the stage, sir? Don't you need to come up on the stage, sir?
Yeah,
But if
he's
you
get in
did,
here and talk with us. Absolutely.
so
Well,
Mr. Harry, if you have that link, come on and pop in so you can talk with us too. But meanwhile, I'm gonna let Derek tell everybody about you.
right. I met Harry. It had to be in the early 1990s. And there was a club in Germantown called Morgan's. And if you around my age or a little bit younger, you knew about Morgan's. Everyone went to Morgan's, and he invited me in to play keyboards. And I played keyboards there with him for about a year. And then one time he said, listen, D, I got a keyboard player here, but would you just come on in and sing? And this was the first time in my life that anyone had invited me, leave your keyboards at home, just come up and sing. So for that, I love that brother forever. And I've told him, I've told all my friends, he was the first one that told me that, hey, you got the ability to get out there and just sing. So we hooked up and we did that for a number of years at Morgan's. And then later on in life, he got a hookup he started his own band, I should say. In fact, the band at Morgan's was called Odyssey. And sometimes, well, no, not sometimes, he started playing at a place called the Manioc Brewery. And he invited me in and he said, yeah, would you come on in and do this Manioc Brewery thing with me? And I said, absolutely. This was, I'm going to say, I started there about 13 years ago. And for the past 13 years, minus the COVID years, we've been the house band at the Manioc Brewery, which is a beautiful venue. Almost every Sunday they had us in there. In fact, right before COVID, we were in there 2-3 times per month doing our thing. And so Harry has been my partner in crime, my brother, my homie from way back when. And like I said, we continue to make some fantastic music. Also joining us at the brewery was a drummer named Kevin James. Kevin will be with us tomorrow night at Illusions. He's a phenomenal drummer. In fact, I knew him before we started playing at the brewery. I brought him into the brewery with me when Harry said, yeah, would you come on in there and, make some noise with us? I said, yeah, can I bring my buddy? And he said, yes, absolutely. If you two know a lot of things together, which we did, And then combining the three of us with Harry Lindsay, it just made for musical magic. And like I said, for 13 years, we've been doing what we've been doing. And I love those two brothers. Also performing with us at Illusions tomorrow night is sax player Ron Bass, and he's better known as Sax Cat Ron. And he's known throughout the tri-state area. I think he's a resident of New Jersey. I met him. We were both called into a big band situation. And a lot of times when you're called into those situations where it's 7, 8 musicians, you look around the room and you say, wow, dude can play. And so I started vibing a lot with the sax player. And then over the past 3, 4 years, we've done things. I would call him in on some of my shows. He would call me in on some of his shows. And he is a phenomenal sax player. If you love the saxophone, he plays the soprano. He plays the tenor. He does a couple of things on flute. If you love reeds, come on out and hear this brother. He is, dude, lights out. And the icing on the cake is a young lady that I actually just met her this past Christmas. I was doing an affair at a lady's house, and she said, just come on in, play some songs for us. It can be Christmas music. It can be any type of music you want. And she said, I'm going to invite an old friend of yours, a young lady by the name of Jackie Gibson, and she'll come on in and sing some songs. So Jackie and I were grooving. We were playing music together. And all of a sudden, this young lady came in, and the host said, Derek, would you mind if my goddaughter would come up and sing a couple of songs with you? And I said, absolutely. She came up. This young lady's name is Latoya Taylor. And she came up and she started singing, and I had my head down playing, and all of a sudden I started raising my head, and I'm listening to this voice on this young lady, clear as a bell, enunciating. I love a singer that enunciates. I told her that in subsequent practices. Clear as a bell. And I said, I would love to work with you if you have time in your busy schedule. And she said, yes, I do. So I've had her on 2 shows so far. And this tomorrow evening at Illusions, Jazz on the Pike, we said we have to bring her in there. So we're going to do some duets together. You will love her voice. She is phenomenal. And the 5 of us together, we're going to call it 4 a.m. Sometimes we do call it Odyssey because that's a homage to my man, Harry. But we're going under the name of 4 a.m. tomorrow night. So if you're an Odyssey fan and you know it's from the brewery, it's the same old good music. We just putting a little spice on it, calling it 4 a.m. tomorrow. And if you know 4 a.m., you know us too. Bring your butts on out there. I guarantee you will have a very good time listening to our mixes on these tunes that we decided to play for you.
Well, with that being said, you just stay right there. And while you stand there, we be right back because we have to go pay some bills, things that keep us going.
Yes.
So paying these bills. I need y'all to do me a favor. I need y'all to go tell somebody that 4 a.m. is on the Sister Chat. And boy, oh boy, do he got some news for you. We'll be right back, y'all.
I feel like busting loose. I said, Shyla, come on, y'all said, come on now. I said, Shyla, get it, y'all said, come on now. I said, Shyla, come on, y'all said, come on now. I said, Shyla, hit it, y'all said, give me the big time.
Jazz on the Pike. Illusion. 403 West Baltimore Pike, Clifton Heights, PA 19018. Reservations are recommended. Hosted by Andrea M. Jackson. So yes, y'all, KOP is what I like to call it. The Kenny Brooks Jazz on the Pike.
That's what's up. Yes.
Is going to be live there tomorrow. And he done made a mistake. Lord, he said the saxophone gonna be in the house. And if anybody know anything about the saxophone, sisters,
you know it, daughter. Oh my God.
if you want somewhere to go on a Thursday night where you got some good food and good company with some good music, Love Illusions is where you need to be. So back to Mr. Baldwin. I must. You just really you really put it out there, and
Oh,
the way you put it out there, it just it how can I put it? You don't see people appreciating people a lot, and usually not us. But then not only do we not do that, we don't tell the story behind the story, because we always see the person up front, and it's always usually about them, and it's their name and us.
I see
And
what
you
you said.
never hear about the us, or how did we become us? And if it's about us, why are we just seeing you? And and when you do that terminology, it shifts the narrative to let you see what people lead you to believe is not always true. We do know how to work together.
Oh,
We
yes.
do know how to say, hey, it ain't all about me, and I can use you. Come on over here. Let's do something together.
Yes.
And I love the way how you say, "I sure can." And I can see I can see you doing that. Like, you're the one, they're like, any volunteers in the room? Hey, can I use you? You sure can. And you just go there with that cheerful heart and cheerful giving. And I just want to commend you for showing people that good people still exist in this world.
Oh,
And not only are they just a few, but as a group, and one of them is called 4 a.m.
oh, listen to you.
I
Listen
just
to it.
love, I just love the way you guys came together, because when you got a beat and you got some keys and you got that sexy saxophone, but that's what it is. And then that woman that comes out and marinates it, and you said you're gonna put a spice on it.
Oh,
Nobody don't
absolutely.
know what they need to know. Y'all need to know that it's something going on in Kiptonite, Pennsylvania on Thursday nights with this gentleman tomorrow. So what can you tell us more about you?
Um, well, first of all, just to touch back on what you just said, um, it is a lot about what each member brings to our unit. It enhances what I do. If I sit back and I just listen to Mr. Harry Lindsay playing percussions and I'm inspired, it makes me think of the song, even if we're playing, let's say if we're playing like an old standard jazz tune like Misty. I listen to what he's doing over there and I'm like, wow, it inspires me to say, wait, maybe I can do something to enhance what he's doing. And Mr. Ron Bass on the sax will hear that and he'll get an inspiration off of, dang, G is doing something on those keys that's going to make me think of this song in a whole nother way. I'm not going to play it like Ornette Coleman tonight. I'm going to play it like someone else on the sax, and so it's all about the conglomeration and the mixing of the unit. And when you're working with people that inspire you, that make you look at things in a different way so that you're not going in with blinders on, okay, this is how I play this song. I'm going to play this song just like this. No, that's the great thing about 4 a.m. and Odyssey, that we listen to each other. We learn from one another. I learned so much from just working with them. And to be honest, like I've been working with this young lady, Latoya Taylor, over the since Christmas. And she always says, well, I'm not as experienced as you, but you learn something each and every day from whoever you are with. You can never say, oh, I know it all and I'm just showing this person, because she praises me. Oh, thank you for showing me this and that. And I'm like, no, you don't understand how much I'm learning from just hearing your voice, hearing the way you phrase, hearing the way that you sing a song, which is so different from the 8 million vocalists that I've worked with before. Everyone brings something different to the table. And if we have our hearts open and our ears open and our minds, we can get something from everybody. Like I said, I've gained so much from you, Shauna, just talking to you last night and what I'm listening to you.
Are you serious?
I'm actually seeing you today because we was just on the phone last night. But now I see you and I feel your spirit. But we learn every day. If you have your mind, your heart, and your ears open, you can learn so much. Or as Judge Judy says, God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. So close this. You're supposed to listen twice as much as you talk. And I love me some Judge Judy. All right.
Yes, see?
I said that was the truth. Shut up sometimes and listen, and you be surprised what you can learn. So I tell that young lady that all the time, Toya. I say, hey, you're teaching me as well as I'm teaching you. So I'm just looking forward to doing this tomorrow. We are really hyped. Mr. Harry Lindsay, usually he sits down when he plays the percussion, but he called me one day this week and he said, D, is it enough room on that stage for me to bring my stands for my congas? And you see there with the stands. So he said, I'm gonna bring my stands tomorrow so I can stand up and do my thing, And I said, hey, we'll make room for you, brother. So everybody in the group is so hyped. We are so excited about doing this thing tomorrow. I want to give a big shout out to Andrea Jackson. She is just the most wonderful, beautiful person. I've known Andrea for years, but this is the first production that we've done together. But even before I worked with her, she would share so many of 4 a.m.'s gigs. She would share Odyssey's gigs, publicize them, push them, and pump them, even though she wasn't actually a part of our unit. And to finally get to work with her and see how hard she works. In fact, Latoya said that to me last night. She said, that Andrea Jackson is a queen. And I said, yes, she is, because she's been pumping this thing and pushing it. And we just want to say, if you're listening, Andrea, or if you're listening, you're going to hear this. But we love you. I've told you before, I appreciate you so much for what you're doing. And just keep on doing what you're doing, sis, because the entire music community in the tri-state area really appreciate you and all that you do for all of us. So thank you so much, my dear. Thank you.
Oh, she's gonna start crying. She's gonna be like, oh, that be my mama, y'all. That my mama, y'all.
She already know. I'm sure she already knows.
Yeah, she is a very, very, very special woman, and everybody know how special she is to me.
Yes,
too.
indeed. Absolutely.
It's usually not the people that you see; it's the people that's behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes,
pushing everybody up to the front to do and be what they need to be. And sometimes you need that, because a lot of times we don't know what we have, but somebody else sees it.
Yes.
And when they see it, they go, you know what? That's not my field. My field is to be the bulldozer to push you into the traffic and let you go ahead and do what you do.
That's her.
It is her. She's a very phenomenal woman, very phenomenal woman. And that's my go-to, my number one, my queen star.
Okay, well, good people know good people. So that's why you good people, because you know Andrea like that. Yes, indeed. Good finds good.
And that's basically what life is really all about.
Yes.
It's about knowing who you are and where you are and where you fit in.
Yes.
And when you realize who you are and where you fit in, it makes such an aroma that everyone can't help to be magnetic to it. You become a magnet. It's like when grandma made that good pie. Straight out the oven, and she would drop it and then push the trap back, and then she just fan it. And we would think that she was just having a problem with the oven door, but really she was just fanning it to tease you, and it would draw you into the house. Or better yet, my favorite one. And see, me and you, we could talk. We come from that same era.
You know that. You know it. Absolutely.
We outside playing, right? Outside playing. Or doing whatever we're doing, listening to music or whatever. And they'll open up the door after the food is cooked and close the door, and you smell it.
Get a little.
I gotta go, y'all. I gotta go. It's time to eat, y'all. And then you always had that one friend that always came over for dinner.
Yep, just
in time. I was always like, do you eat? Do you have someplace where you can go eat? Did you always hear dinner time? And that's how conversations are. It's like it's good eating.
That's
And
true.
I've learned from you as well, because you show us a lot of times, like I said, a lot of times we don't get the opportunity to see this, where we can see other men get along with other men, being together, working together, and
Yes.
becoming a unit of one,
Yes.
but of many. We don't see each other lifting each other up. What you usually see somebody looking down on one person and the other one looking up at them, but you don't see them going under the wing and saying, "I
Right.
got you." And the whole time I've talked to you guys, I've talked to it. Y'all, the name of your group, 4 a.m. should really mean awakening, because I woke up 4 a.m. Like, seriously,
I'm gonna use that. All right. I'm gonna steal that from you.
you
Awaken
can
it. I
have
like
it. You can have it. Because I guarantee you, if it's 4 a.m. and 4 a.m. is playing, and the way you saying you playing, we gonna wake up. So if it's gonna be after work, 5 o'clock,
Right.
you're gonna be coming in a little tired, not tired, a little tired. And then you're gonna put that little spice, and ain't nothing like some spices on some good meat.
You
And
got
y'all
that
gonna make that meat a music up there. Some
right.
people gonna wait. I may just have to tell my minister of music. I know we're supposed to be at rehearsal tonight, but we're gonna have to work real fast, 'cause I need to hurry up and get into this area of this town by this time. So all of y'all who is in Philadelphia, Clifton Heights is not that far away. If you know anything about Baltimore Pike, this is where you can find 4 a.m. But 4
Absolutely.
a.m. not only tomorrow, where else can they find you?
Well, right now we are at a little place in Hatboro. Hatboro is up in the, I'm gonna say, Montgomery County area. We do a Sunday brunch up there because the Manio Brewery. You remember the big storm that we had back in, I believe it was November, where we had the flooding, where the water was up to the over.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Yes, well, the Manio Brewery sustained a lot of damage because they are right on the riverfront. And they were supposed to open back up last month in January. And in fact, I ran into the manager, I would say like 3 weeks ago.
Mm.
I'm walking my dog down the street and he was getting out of his van and he said, "Man, we still have another month or two." So they've been shut down. Like I said, that was our home base. So they've been shut down. So we're up in Hatboro, a place called Bernie's Restaurant. We do that almost every other Sunday. So you can definitely find us there. Um, right now, until we get a solid home base like we had at the Manio Brewery, all of us have been doing, I guess you could call it piecework, or working with different units here, there, and everywhere. That's the next time that we will be together. We'll be at Bernie's. And then we all work with other bands. So if you check our Facebook page, my Facebook page is Derek Baldwin. Just look me up on Facebook. You'll see this handsome face on there. So you can find me. And you can also look under 4 a.m. Productions. That's on Facebook. We share all of our gigs on there. Even the Odyssey gigs I will share on there. I also work with a gentleman named Mr. Jeff Washington, the Jeff Washington Band. They are phenomenal. That's a 3-piece, and we play blues, we play rock, we do a nice spin on progressive jazz. So that's another way you can find me. A lot of stuff is on jeffwashington.com. So yeah, I try to stay busy as much as I can. But again, my baseball season is coming around. So until I get that schedule, I'm laying low on booking things until I know when I'm going to be with my 11 and 12-year-olds. Then I can add in the music and put that smile on my face in the adult spaces. But
Well,
right now, those kids are a priority. You know what I'm saying? They are my
maybe,
priority.
just maybe, you can have your little baseball game, right? In the
Right?
middle, when y'all making your little intercession, y'all moving around. Maybe the band could go and play out on the field a little bit,
There you
and
go.
then go play some more football.
That's an idea. I'm gonna
And then
let
we
you
can
do
come,
that.
then we can come here and we can not only cheer 4 a.m. in, but we can cheer up the young folks as well. And
Absolutely.
it just gives my heart pleasure, because the little guys, I always say, man, y'all, the young folk is missing out because they don't know nothing about what we knew growing up. You
Right.
know, they didn't get a chance to have the opportunity of some things that we didn't. And
Exactly.
it's like some of us is too scared to go and show them or even get involved with them because of the naysayers or what they've experienced through somebody else. So they're like, well, I don't want to do that, you
Right.
know, or they don't understand. Understanding and fear will cause you to do a lot of stuff, or
True.
better yet, it will prevent you from doing a lot
Yes,
of
it will stop you. Absolutely. The fear.
and
Right.
and as a matter of fact, to the fact that you're like, you know what? I'm gonna go out here and be with these 11 to 12-year-olds. Yeah, some of them may have attitudes, but if I understand why they have an attitude, maybe I might can help them with their attitude.
Exactly, exactly. You don't know what someone is going through, even in music or everyday life. When we meet people, you never know what that person sitting next to you on a SEPTA bus is going through. But if we try to show a little compassion, a little warmth, and just be understanding that, yeah, we can all help each other out, and I try to live life like that, through the music, through baseball, even through everyday interactions with people. If we keep that in our minds and in our hearts, we can make this a little bit better. I think we can really do that. So that's a very good point you made there, Shauna.
I believe we
Absolutely.
can. I mean, I believe that look, so the song that says if you put a little love in your heart, then the
Yes.
world will be a better place.
Better place.
But the message is still in the music, and I say it all day. And
Yes.
don't be surprised if DJ Lovely pop up on one of y'all spots on Sunday and do a live stream there, because she does a jazzy afternoon with some music to go with your Sunday
That-
brunch.
we
So
would
if you come
love
in
it.
on
We
Sunday,
would love it.
she may be like, can she stream a little show? But y'all ain't hear from me. But trust me, Lovely might be calling y'all, be like, can
You
I
can pass my information on, and we would love that. We would definitely love that. Most definitely.
see that? And you never know what you create. And so have you wrote a song about it is the question. So before I let you answer that question, I'm gonna
Okay.
run and we're gonna play another bill, and we're gonna come back and talk about have you wrote a song about it?
All right, that sounds like a plan.
All right, that's a plan. I'll always start in trouble. I'll be right back, y'all. If you want to create a drop, release your new song with a pop, do you need an exciting intro for your video? Promote your business, products, or shows? Contact us for customized digital video packages. For more details, email us at tkbsds.org@gmail.com. So welcome back to the Sister Chat. And I know normally you see all the sisters up on here, me and Star be here. And you be like, okay, so y'all going a little something different today. Well, yeah. And the reason being is because in life, you never know what you need to get by and what you can use to get by. And so we try to give you something to help you get by. So my thing is a lot of us we're losing sleep. We're losing sleep. We're losing time. We're stressed out. We bombed out. We don't know where we going, what we doing, how we doing it, when we doing it. We just doing it. But there's some of us don't even know we doing it. We just walking zombies. But then you have that one moment where you're like, I just wish I could just get away, or I wish I could just hear that tune, that music, that song, something.
Yes.
So then that's when we say, you know what? How about we tell them about 4 a.m.?
Hey.
And that's how Mr. Baldwin got here. So tonight is the reason why it's 4 a.m. on the Sister Chat. Because we need to understand not only why 4 a.m., but how can 4 a.m. be a benefit to me musically to the point where it cools that savage beast within me.
Mhm.
And they done already told you because they got their priorities straight. They have a group that works side by side simultaneously in rhythm, not only in sound, but in step and beat.
Yes.
Then they told them they give back to the community and they believe in what they're doing. So I asked, is there a song about it? So is there a song about it?
There are songs about it. And we are currently in the studio. We're working down South Street Sound. And
Oh,
we're putting our stuff together. It's not ready yet. We say we're not going to open up that pot and, as you said, let the house get the aromas until it's cooked and it's ready to be put out there. But yeah, we're putting the finishing touches on a little EP that we put together. It's going to be 3 songs. We should be releasing it sometime in early spring. We've done some other things there, but they were all cover tunes just to for when we did our gigs. People would, oh, do you have anything on record? Can we take just a little bit of you home with us? So we did those like I'm gonna say last summer we did those, and it came out beautifully. That's why we went back to South Street Sound, and we're working, like I said, on all original material right now. So that should be out sometime in either, I'm going to say late spring to give us a little bit of wiggle room, because if it ain't ready in early spring, people going to be like, you said early spring. So let's say late spring, like sometime around Memorial Day, we should be.
all right, in time for the holiday. I keep telling y'all, 4 a.m. we gonna spring up too.
You know it. Yes.
So just to give a little shout out, Miss Lynn is saying she is so much enjoying you.
Thank you, Lynette. Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in.
Then we have Gerald Sticks in the house. Hello,
that's the drummer. He's a world-class legend on the drums here in Philadelphia. Love you, G. Thank you so much for tuning in, man.
So let me tell you why that gives me so much pleasure and honor. Because Mr. Gerald, I'm reaching out to you soon. You're gonna have to come and sit next to me. We'll have to talk, sir.
Got some stories for you. Yes, indeed.
You're gonna have to come and talk. And the fact that you are in the house, Mr. Legend yourself, I appreciate you and I honor you right now. So thank you so much and all that you do in the line of music. So Mr. Baldwin said he likes to send you home with something. He'd like to give you a taste of something to send you home with, right?
Uh-oh.
So, Mr. Baldwin, are you going to be able to give us a little taste of something?
I don't have any way of actually playing anything in this room that I'm in. My piano is downstairs.
But I did hear you sing a little something before the show. I ain't gonna tell nobody I heard you though. But I did hear something, y'all. But I ain't gonna tell y'all. I heard him hum a little Jill Scott, y'all. I ain't gonna tell y'all.
Oh, don't even try that.
I ain't gonna tell you. I heard him hum a little something. So you know this is the love month.
I know that's right.
Love, and
I appreciate it.
This was the best way that us sisters can show y'all some love by bringing a brother in the house that has a lot of love. So hopefully he got a lot of love to yeah, he might want to drop something for us.
I wish I could. I can't do it tonight. I am totally unprepared.
You are totally unprepared. I find that to be totally impossible.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But if they come out to Illusions tomorrow night, I'm trying to save what little bit I got left to leave it on that stage tomorrow night. We have a lot of good material. We're spanning from music from the 40s on up to actually the 2000s. So yeah, we're gonna span the globe, the entire diaspora of music. We're gonna come at you with so many genres. We're gonna come at you with all music, for all music, 4 a.m. tomorrow night, 7 p.m. The doors open at 6. I heard they have good food there. I haven't been there yet, but I heard the doors open at 6. I have a lot of friends and family coming out, and I promise you, you will not be disappointed with what you hear tomorrow night. We've got a lot of good stuff. And I have my dog jumping up on my lap. So if you see me keep reaching down, it's to keep him
Oh,
off of my lap. Tell him to leave me alone. Whenever I talk to someone, he feels, hey, wait a minute, you're ignoring me and talking to someone else. So that's what I'm doing right now. Just telling him, be cool. Be cool, big doggy. Get down.
so I
And
believe
also,
that
I
person
just
has you walked in the house. Is that your sound person?
who's
Same
that?
spirit?
Oh no, I don't know. Said no, but hopefully I'll see them tomorrow night. I
That's
do want
right.
to shout out my beautiful daughter who's in LA. She texted me and said, "We are killing it." She said she loves what you're doing over there, Shauna.
Aw,
She send out her love to her poppy over here. So I
yes.
just want to say thank you for listening in, Latoya. Love you over there on the West Coast. But you a Philly gal by heart, so never forget that, honey. Don't forget that.
You know what? We love it. You know, that's that sisterly affection, brotherly love
You
that
know
we
it.
have going on. So kudos and love back to your daughter for me. Thank you so
Yes,
much. I'm glad
thank
to see
you.
LA like us.
Yes, that's right. We all over the country. Might
Yes.
be in Europe too, right? If they
Oh,
online.
ironically so, we are worldwide,
Beautiful. Yes.
internationally,
Yes,
and
indeed.
um, I'm glad to be a part of that number to be able to spread such a message.
Yes. And thank you, Shauna, for what you do. I said it earlier, but I'm gonna say it again. You are a valuable tool for us, for all of us, even the listeners, for the artists, for the guests that you have on your show. You are really appreciated. Thank you for doing what you do. You are loved, you are appreciated, and this will not be the last time that you and I will talk.
Oh
I
no,
appreciate
oh
this.
no. Trust best believe you me. This is not the last moment for you and me. Trust me here.
Beautiful. That's good to hear.
No, I give all praises to God.
Yes,
All praises to him.
absolutely.
Because it comes straight from him. So I can't do what I do without him.
Without, yes,
So
indeed.
I move on his one.
There you go.
And when you move on his one, everything else comes thereafter.
That's right. That's
So
right.
yeah, if it wasn't for him, I don't think this platform would even exist.
No, nothing that we do.
Oddly enough, I didn't want to do this. I was like, I don't do that. No. They were like, well, we need you to. I was like, no. They're like, but then you used to do this before. Yeah. They're like, but like this? No. I'm like,
Okay.
I don't want to do it. I said, because I can't. I said, because I can't hold it. So I'm
Right.
telling you something, y'all. I'm telling you something there. So basically, what I'm saying is this. You never know what you're capable of doing unless you try. And majority of the time, you will sit there and you will say, no, it's not me. I can't do that. But you never know what you can do unless you try. So I stopped him from talking because I want to lay him down, lay him out real nice right now. He was 14. He could have easily said goodbye because he wasn't accepted among his own. I need you to listen carefully to what I'm trying to tell you and to some of you future musicians that are out there who still trying. You don't stop. You don't give up because he's not finished and you're not out. It's just a mirage. I keep telling everybody, whenever something's blocking you, 9 to get you 10 is probably because you're a blessing in disguise. So always remember that. Now, there are some times when, yeah, y'all need to pay attention to the detour, and y'all need to know that is not where you need to go. That is not your lane. But I applaud him because as a young man at that age, you heard what he said, what was around him, but he chose a different path. So I hope that you are sharing this live and you are sharing this love and you follow this young man and see what else he can provide for you. Why for you? Because in doing what we do, we're leaving food on the table for you to come back and eat later. And you never know who may be starving for the information that we're given that can give them the energy to move to where they need to go. So I'm going to take the microphone back off. You know, that's what happens when you get control. She could do stuff like that. But I just wanted to applaud him because I needed him to understand him being who he is. And what had happened was, and the valuable lesson that came out of what had happened, he is who he is today. And he is among the top stars of the league. And we thank him for being just that type of guy. So, yes, we had to do that.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Those are heartfelt words, and I appreciate you so much, sis. Like I said, we just meeting, but this is going to be a lifelong friendship, collaboration. We're going to work this out, and we're going to definitely do some more things in the future. And I really appreciate you. Thank you for inviting me onto your show.
Thank you for coming. We had a good time.
Yes, we
and
did.
As you guys all know, this is not our only time coming in. We're here all the time. Aren't we, Lynette? Lynette is one of our faithful views. So, of course, y'all know this is the part that we hate the most. It's when it's time for us to go. But before we leave, I'm going to let Mr. Baldwin give his shout out and give his inspiration to upcoming and existing artists.
Yes, once again, I want to just thank all of the artists in Philadelphia, any of the brothers and sisters that are listening tonight. You know that I've worked with you. I've worked behind you. I've done whatever I could to help your production be the best it can. I appreciate you for listening in. I appreciate you for all of the love that you've shown me over the years. Looking forward to getting back out here. Things have been slowly coming back to life after this pandemic, and we're starting to see more of each other. We're starting to work more with each other. Let's not be careless, though. Let's make sure that we're wearing our masks. Let's get those vaccinations so that we can get back to rolling and rocking the way that we were before this whole pandemic hit us. But I'm just thankful that things are opening back up, but we want to keep them open. So, yeah, we can't get too careless. God bless you all. Thank you once again, Shauna, for all the love that you're showing to all the artists. And I see you got something going on every night of the week. That's what's up. I'm going to definitely tune in for that brother-to-brother thing, too. And I love my sisters, so I'm going to be on here on Wednesday nights.
Yes.
Absolutely. I love my sisters, so I'm going to definitely be checking you out. And you got my girl Starlene on here. I did not know that. Yes, I love Starlene. She's a hell of a, can I say hell? She's
yeah, you can say hell. It's in the Bible. It's in the Bible. You can say hell.
So, yeah, shout out to Starlene. I'm sorry I missed you tonight, but I will catch you next Wednesday. I will definitely be tuned in next Wednesday to listen to y'all put it down the way y'all put it down. Much appreciation to both of you.
For sure. And you know, yes, we do have an experience every week because you never know who needs what.
Right.
And I was so glad that we had the brothers. So even with Brother My Brother, if you guys tune in, and even if you missed it, you can go back. And as my sister would say, you can binge. And what I like to say is, if you're at the gym, you can put us in your ears and you can work out and you be listening to what we be saying. You can laugh and keep it going. And before you know it, you done worked off your inches. But I wanted to do a special shout out. I just noticed who this young lady is, Miss Stacy Spirit. It is nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. She's the administrator for the group. She has a group that's out. That's called the Musicians and Friends group. So somebody shared the experience on their group page, and she's the administrator of that page. So kudos to you, and thank you for that group, because we need to know that there are some artists out there, and we need to know who they are. You know, the worst thing they could have done, was locked us up, is what I always say. Because when you locked us up, you made us create room in this locked room. And when you were the youngest and the only child for 6 years, you learn how to create things. So that's your fault. Yeah, they messed up. So this is, if anybody want to know what imagination looks like, and I love it all. I love you guys. And so again, make sure you tune in. Again, Derek, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Much love. And I'm gonna be flying down because I got we having a little back feed. So I want everybody to hear this real quick. They have the best turkey wings. Now, South got some turkey wings, but Hunty, they got some sticky turkey wings up there in Illusions with the good gravy and the good collard greens. I'm just telling y'all. And they got the cabbage. Woo! Child, I'm trying to tell y'all, get down to Club Illusions, because not only is the food good, but y'all got to hear 4 a.m. play Jill Scott. He loves me. I'm just saying. I just thought I'd throw a little peekaboo in for y'all. So this is the end of our show. This is the end of our experience. Tune in tomorrow for Raise the Praise with Vibe. We don't just praise the Lord on Sunday. We praise him on Thursdays too. So did anybody else get that? Oh, Latanya, your baby.
There's my little baby girl. There she is. Love you, baby. Thank you so much for listening.
Yes. So, all right, y'all. Up. And Harry said, "Can't wait."
Yes.
Listen, if y'all hear something, some squeaking wheels and some smoke in the room, that's me flying to get to y'all. So tell the Clifton Heights cops to just give me leeway to hurry up and blow some lights. I gotta get the Club Illusions.
That's what's up.
All right, guys. This is the time we say goodnight. So thank you again, Mr. Baldwin, for coming.
Thank you for having me. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. God bless you all. Stay safe. Love you. Appreciate you. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow at Club Illusions.
For sure. So listen, guys. This is the time when I tell you guys, it's not that you can't wear your crown. Sure you can. Yeah, it may flip, it may dip, fall off even. I don't know. You may even step on it. It may even get run over by the car. But you can pick it up, reframe it, shine it up, and put it back on. It's not that you can't wear it. You may just have to adjust it a little bit. Just a little bit, baby. And so adjust your crown now. Thank you guys for coming through the Sister Chat. Keep your head up to the sky, and you can always win. It doesn't mean that you didn't win because you thought you lost. You just lost what you should have lost. And now, as a result of it, you are winning. I just thought I'd tell somebody that, because somebody needed to hear that. I don't know. Maybe I just needed to hear that. Maybe, possibly. I don't know. But nevertheless, some food for thought for some of y'all to eat off of. All right, let me hurry up and go before I think of something else to say. Because y'all know I can go like the Energizer Bunny, on and on and on and on. See y'all.